look at another interesting topic. Okay, today we are going to look at benefits of the sun to the earth. We always see the sun high in the sky, but does the sun give us any benefit at all? Do we get any benefits from the sun as we also stay on the earth here? And that is what we are going to look at. Benefits of the sun to the earth. Whether the sun is very important to us or we don't get anything from the sun. Okay, before we move to today's topic, let's mark the homework on cyclic events. Cyclic events. 1. What is a cyclic event? What is a cyclic event? It is an order of event that is repeated and again. So as we went through that lesson, you saw that this event is something that happens. Something that happens. So it's something that happens again and again and again. It doesn't stop. That is what we call cyclic events. And then 2, give 2 cyclic events and their time periods. Give 2 cyclic events and their time periods. So the first one is day and night. Day and night is a cyclic event. And the time period is that it occurs every 24 hours. It occurs every 24 hours. 12 hours day, 12 hours night. And then dry and wet season. This also occurs every year, because a year is a time period. 365 1/4 days is a year. So this occurs every year. That is the time period. So my kids, I believe you were able to get all the answers right to these questions. Now let's move to today's topic on benefit of the sun to the earth. Benefit of the sun to the earth. Okay, at the end of the lesson, you'll be able to mention 2 things about the sun. What do we know about the sun? So we will start by looking at some things about the sun. So at the end, you'll be able to at least mention 2 things about the sun. Give 2 main uses of the sun. Main uses of the sun. When we talk about main uses, we are talking about the reason why God created the sun for us, the main uses. And then we will look at everyday uses, what we use the sunlight to do every day. Good. So if you go through the lesson with me at the end, that is what I expect you to achieve. So let's all pay attention and then enjoy this lesson. Now let's look at something about the sun. This is the sun. This is the sun we always see in the sky. This is the sun. So let's look at something about the sun. The sun is always found in the sky. And this is the sun. You always find the sun in the sky. You don't see the sun on earth. It is always up very high in the sky. So that is one thing about the sun. The sun is found in the sky. 2, the sun is a big star. The sun we see is a very big star. And there are many stars, but the sun is the one close to us. In the night, you see a lot of stars in the sky. The sun is also a star, as you see here. The sun is also a star. But the sun is a star that is very close to us. That is very close to us. So that is another thing about the sun. It's a big star. And that star is very close to us. And we call that star sun. Another thing about the sun is that the sun produces its own light and heat. The sun produces its own light and heat. So the sun does not depend on anybody for light and heat. The sun has its own light and heat. And Kate, we benefit a lot from the sun's light and the heat. And we will get to know how we get those benefits and how important they are to us in the course of this lesson. So another point is that the sun produces its own light and heat. We human beings, we don't have light. We don't produce our own light, so we depend on other things for light, like the torch light, the light provided by Ghana electricity, and then candles and the rest. We can't produce our own light from our bodies, so we depend on other objects for light. But the sun produces its own light and heat. Another thing about the sun is that the sun does not move. The sun that we see up there, it does not move. It is stationary like this. It does not move. The sun does not move. And we are looking at the benefits we get from the sun. The earth gets from the sun. The sun does not move, but it is the earth that goes round the sun. And in science, we say it revolves round the sun. It revolves the sun. So that's the earth revolving the sun. Revolving means it goes around the sun, as you see. And in cyclic events, we learned that the earth moving around the sun causes dry season and wet season. So the sun does not move. The sun does not move. It is the earth that rather moves around the sun. That is another thing I want you to note. The sun gives 12 hours of light to the earth. And we saw this when we were doing cyclic events, that day and night occurs in 24 hours. We get 12 hours light from the sun and another 12 hours because we are facing away from the sun. We get what we call night. So the sun gives us 12 hours of light and heat. And this 12 hours light and heat we get from the sun. We on earth, what do we use the light and the heat for? That is what we will look at. The sun gives us 12 hours of light to the earth. So this 12 hours of light, does it have any use for us? You will get to know. So know that the sun gives 12 hours of light to the earth. Now, let's look at the main benefits of the sun. We have talked about something about the sun. You know that the sun is in the sky, produces its own light and heat, gives us 12 hours of light. But what is the main benefit? This main benefit means that without the sun providing these benefits, we can't survive on this earth. That is why we term it as the main benefit. So let's look at the main things that the sun does for us, that without the sun we will die. One, the sun gives light to the earth. The sun gives light to the earth. Okay, we said the sun gives 12 hours of light. During the day, look at what happens. People are going to work. People are going to school. A lot of things happen. People travel during the day. A lot of things happen during the day because of the sun's light. If we had 24 hours of night, there are so many things we couldn't have done. There are so many things. Between 12 a.m. and 4 a.m. or 3 a.m., you see that the world will, or our environment will become very quiet because everybody will be sleeping by that time, because we need light. We use the night to rest our bodies. During the day, there are so many activities that we engage ourselves in during the day. So the night, the sun gives us light to the earth, and we use that light to do so many things. So that is one of the main benefits, light to the earth. Green plants. Now, this light that we are talking about, does it have any importance to us? One, it is very important to green plants. Green plants use sunlight to prepare their own food. We treated in the other lessons that when you come to our homes, our mummies cook our food most at times. When it comes to plants, plants also have different parts. the roots, the stem, the leaves, the flowers. And the leaves are responsible for preparing food for the plant to eat. When you take a plant, sometimes when you take a leaf from a plant or you break the branches, you see some whitish substance coming out of the plant. When you pick a leaf or you break a small branch, you see some whitish substance coming from the plant. That is the food the plants prepare. That is the food the plants prepare. And this food is prepared by the leaf. The leaf takes the sunlight, add carbon dioxide and water. The water also gets to the plant through the roots. So they all get into the leaves, and the leaves use it to prepare food for the plant to eat, grow, and become bigger and stronger. So the sun's light is very important. After the sun preparing its own food to eat and become big and strong, animals also depend on food from plants. So if plants do not use the sunlight to prepare food, animals will die. Because there are animals that live plants only. They eat plants only. There are some animals that eat plants only. So without plants preparing their food for them to grow, like this animal, they are all eating plants. So without sunlight, like you will not see these plants around, all the plants will die. So most of the animals also eat plants. Most of the animals eat plants. If you have rabbits, goats, cow, they don't eat meat. They only eat plants. And they depend on, these animals depend on the food from plant to grow and get energy. So plants are always preparing their food. As we prepare our food at home, the plant is always using the sunlight to prepare their food. As I said, if you take a branch or a leaf, you see some whitish substance. That is the food the plant prepares. So the mango fruit, the tomato fruits, the orange fruits, all the fruits and vegetables that we use as humans, they are food that are stored by the plants, and we also depend on it. So if you get a mango to eat, apple to eat, orange to eat, they are food stored by the plants. They are food stored by the plants, and that stored food is also important to us humans. And all of these start from the sun. So if the sun does not give light to plants, animals will not get food to eat. We humans will not also get food to eat. The cabbage, the tomato, the pepper, the garden eggs, and all the fruits we get from plants that we use to prepare our own food is because the leaves take sunlight. Without the sunlight, they can't prepare their food. And without preparing food, we can't get some to eat, and you also die. So you see that the sun, the main benefit of the sun is that it helps us get food to eat. The plants will get food to eat. Animals will get food to eat. We humans will also get food to eat. As this boy is enjoying the banana, he doesn't know that it's the sun that made it possible for him to enjoy this banana. He's enjoying banana because of the help of the sun. Good. The sun also provides heat that keeps us warm on earth. So without the sun, the earth would have become very cold. When the weather is cold, look at how we all suffer. People even always heat water before they can take their bath. When you are sleeping, you cover yourself with a lot of cloth or blanket. The sun gives us heat. The sun gives us heat. So children, during the day when the sun is at its peak, giving us so much heat and light, the heat and light get back to the sun. When the sun's heat, it takes 8 minutes for the sun's light and heat to reach the earth. When it reaches the earth, it goes back to the sun. But there are certain air in the environment that traps some of the heat, so that during the night we will experience some of the heat even though the sun is not there. And one of the air components of the air is carbon dioxide. So when the heat of the sun gets to the earth and is going back, the carbon dioxide that we breathe out, it will trap some of the heat and then keep it for us, so that it will keep us warm, so that the earth will not become too cold for us. So the sun's heat keep us warm on earth. That is another benefit of the sun. Another benefit we get is that the energy from the sun is called solar energy. The energy from the sun is called solar energy. The solar panel, this, I believe most of you are familiar with the solar panel. This solar panel will take the sun's energy and it will convert it into electrical energy. So that is the function of this solar panel. They take the sun's energy, the heat, and then they will convert the heat to electrical energy, and then we can use it. You see that when it took the heat, it converted it and it was able to light a bulb. This energy can be used to charge solar batteries. So this is a solar battery. So when the sun's heat and light get to the solar panel, it is used to charge solar batteries. It is used to charge solar batteries. These days you see torchlights and radios using solar. So we use it to charge this solar. But if the heat comes here, it will convert it to electrical energy and it will be used to charge this solar battery. And Kate, these solar batteries are used in radios, they are used in lamps, they are used in fans. So these batteries are used in many things. After charging the battery, you can use it in radio, you can use it in lamp, you can use it in fan, just as the electricity we get from the mains. So you see the benefit we get from the sun's heat and light. We get food and we get electricity also. Another example, these days if you walk around, you see street lights using solar panel. So this solar panel during the day will take the sun's heat and light, convert it into electrical energy, charge the batteries inside this lamp, and then in the night it will give us light like this in the night, so that the environment will not be so dark, or the surroundings will not be so dark during the night. So you see the importance of the sun's light and heat. Kate, the sun also helps us to get rain. Very important. The heat of the sun, it helps us to get rain. So all the rainfalls that we experience, we get them because of the sun. The formation of rain starts from the sun. So let's look at how the sun helps us to get rain. We did change of state of matter, so you understand evaporation. When liquid changes to gas, we call it evaporation. So when the sun heats water bodies, some of the water will evaporate. So you see that when it rains, you see some puddles around, some collection of water. You may not see that water before the rains, but after rains you may see collection of water, and after some time you will not see it. It will all dry up. They all get turned into water vapor and get into the atmosphere. And when they go, another change of state happens. We said that in condensation, when warm water meets, or when warm air meets cold air, it changes the warm air into droplets of water, and that is what is happening. So when the warm air gets into the atmosphere, the cold air up there, the air in the sky is very cold, it will change it to drops of water. And it is not only drops of water that we have in the sky. Smoke particles are there, dust particles are there. So this is what you see. These are smoke particles and dust particles. They all come together with the droplets of water. So that is what you see. So when you see smoke going up, dust going up, they all collect up there and then add or combine with the droplets of water up there. So when this happens and we get many of this, they form clouds. They form clouds, and that is what you see. They form clouds. So the clouds you see up there are a collection of droplets of water, and this is what is in the clouds. This is what's in the clouds, droplets of water. When the water vapor gets to the sky, the air there is very cold, so it will turn the water vapor to droplets of water. And then you see the smoke particles, the dark ones. Apart from the water you see here, you see dark ones. These are smoke particles, dust particles. They are all up there. They are all up there. They all combine with the water, and then we have droplets of water in the clouds. So the clouds contain droplets of water. So with time, these droplets of water will come together. They will come together, and if they start coming together, you see that the clouds will be becoming darker, and we all see that it is going to rain because the clouds are becoming darker. That is what happens. All the drops of water start to come together, and as they come together, the clouds become darker and darker, and that is what we see. We don't see the droplets of water from the earth, but this is what we see, that the clouds will be becoming darker and darker. And then if it becomes heavier, when the water droplets come together and they become very heavy, then they fall as rain. They fall as rain. So that is how we get rain. And Kate, you saw that it is the sun that starts this process. The sun starts the process, we get rain from evaporation. So if the sun's heat wasn't there, no evaporation would take place. No condensation will take place up there. No collection of droplets of water will happen up there. No rain will fall. So we get rain from the sun. And you know the benefit of rain. Children, you know the benefit of rain. When we're doing cyclic events, you see that during the wet season, farmers do a lot of planting. We get food during rainy season. We get food. So the rains are very important. And before rains can fall, it starts with the heat of the sun, heating water bodies and making it evaporate into the atmosphere. And because the atmosphere there up there is very cold, it will turn the warm water vapor into droplets of water. And when they come together and they become very heavy, they fall as rain. Now let's look at we have looked at the main benefit of the sun, the main one. Then let's look at everyday benefit, what we get from the sun every day. One, we go to school to learn during the day because the sun gives us light to see. So that is one of the benefits, everyday benefits. Because of sometimes we learn at night without the sun. But during the day, look at the number of children that go to school during the day. So because of the light of the sun, we go to school to learn during the day. Children also play during the day. I don't believe when it is night and you tell your parents you are going to play, they will allow you. No, they will not. But we normally play, children play during the day because the sun gives light to see everything. Traders also go to market to sell during the daytime. Our mothers go to the market. Our fathers go to work. Teachers come to school to teach. Those who work at the bank, they all go to work during the daytime. We also use the sun to dry our washed clothes. When you wash, you hang them for the sun to dry it. How does the sun dry it? The water in the clothes will evaporate, leaving the clothes dry, and we get this from the heat of the sun. Farmers also use the sun during the day to dry their farm produce. So those who are into cocoa farming, they use the sun to dry their cocoa beans, as you see here. Those who are into pepper, they also use it to dry it. Some also, fishermen also use, those who smoke fish and dry fish, they use the heat of the sun to dry their fish. And this is cassava. They dry them to prepare konkonte. So they dry the cassava in the sun, and then they go and then grind it, and then they can get konkonte from that. So farmers use the sun during the day to dry their farm produce, and this is everyday benefits. The small benefits we get from the sun. That is different from the main one, giving us light, keeping us warm, helping plants to prepare their food, giving us rain. These are main benefits, and these are the small benefits we get from the sun. The sun also gives us vitamin D, especially early in the morning around 7. The sunlight gives us vitamin D, and this vitamin D helps the body to build and maintain bones. Good. Kids, we are almost at the end of our lesson on benefits of the sun to the earth. And today we looked about something about the sun. That the sun is always found in the sky. The sun gives us 12 hours of light. The sun produces its own light and heat. And the main benefit, we get heat and light from the sun. The light is used by a plant to prepare their food. They store some of the food for animals and human beings to also enjoy. We use the sun to get rain. The sun helps us to get rain. That's the main uses. And it also gives us electricity. The solar, that's the energy from the sun. The solar can be converted into electrical energy that can help us power a lot of gadgets that we use. And with everyday use, it gives us light to go to school, light to play, light for our parents to go to work, light for farmers to dry their farm produce. They use the heat to dry their farm produce. And the sun also gives us vitamin D as everyday uses of it. So kids, right now you know the benefit the sun gives to the earth. Good. Now, as usual, let's quickly test ourselves on this lesson. 1. The sun is always found in the space, earth, sky. Good. Sky. The sun is always found in the sky. Good. 2. The sun produces light and dash to the earth. The sun produces light and dash to the earth. So we have heat, we have water, we have food. Good. Heat. The sun produces light and heat to the earth. 3. The sun gives us vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E. Good. Vitamin D. The sun gives us vitamin D. This vitamin D we get it from the sun early in the morning, not in the afternoon when the sun will be bashing us very rudely. We get it early in the morning. 4. All plants use sunlight to prepare their own. All plants use sunlight to prepare their own. We have water, we have food, we have heat. Yes, food. Especially the green plants. They use sunlight to prepare their own food. Good. And then 5, the energy from the sun is called dash energy. The energy from the sun is called dash energy. We have gas, we have solar, we have strong. Good. Solar energy. Solar energy. Okay, you have all done well. You have all done well. Now, let's take this homework and try our hands on. 1. State 2 main uses of the sun to the earth. 2 main uses of the sun to the earth. And then 2. Give 2 everyday uses of the sun. Give 2 everyday uses of the sun. So 2 main uses and 2 everyday uses of the sun. I will give you some few minutes to put this homework down. Few minutes to put this homework down. Hello kids, you are welcome back. I believe you were all able to put the assignment down. Today we looked at the main benefit or the benefits we get from the sun. We talked about something about the sun, the main benefits we get and everyday uses that we use the sun's heat and the light for. I believe you enjoyed the lesson and you have learned a lot too from the lesson. Until I come your way again with another interesting science lesson, this is your teacher, Ernest Atubento. Bye-bye.